Hey everybody! Today we are going to crochet this easy ribbed beanie or hat. This beanie works up very fast and is a great beginner project. The written pattern has been linked in the description box below along with the timestamps so you can skip ahead to wherever you want. This is a step-by-step beginner friendly tutorial. Hello and welcome to Let's All Crochet. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please subscribe for similar crochet tutorials. To crochet this hat or beanie, I'm going to use Red Heart Super Saver. You don't need to use exactly the same yarn. You can use any medium weight or weight 4 yarn. Each skein of yarn has 198 grams and 364 yards of yarn. We are not going to use all of it. We are going to use less than half. So the color that I am using is light grey. This is a medium weight or a weight 4 yarn and this is 100% acrylic yarn. Other material we are going to need is a 5mm or an 8 size crochet hook, scissors, measuring tape and a tapestry needle. Now let's begin. I am going to leave the sizes for this beanie in the description box below. I am going to leave the height and the width for all ages so you can have a look. If you want, you can measure ahead and adjust this for your hair. You will measure around your head and you're going to make the circumference of this beanie about 3 inches tighter than your head. We're going to begin by chaining the height of the beanie. My beanie is almost 12 inches long. You can decide how long or short you want your beanie to be. Begin with a slip knot. We can make this however we want. Once we make our slip knot, we are going to chain the height of our beanie. We can chain any number that we want. I'm going to chain about 12 inches. To chain, we're going to yarn over and then pull through. This is my first chain. Yarn over and then pull through. This is my second chain. My third chain. Fourth. Fifth. So continue in the same way till you have the number you want and I will meet you once you finish. So I've decided to chain about 13 inches, a little more than my hat because this chain is going to end up shrinking a bit once we make our rows. Row 1. We're going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So the loop on the hook does not count as a chain. This is our first chain and this is our second chain. We're going to half double crochet in it. So yarn over first, insert your hook into the second chain, then we're going to yarn over and then pull through. We have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and then pull through all 3. Let's make another half double crochet in the next chain. Yarn over first, insert your hook into the top loop of this V, then yarn over and then pull through. We have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain. So in the same way, we are going to continue making half double crochets till we reach the last 8 chains. We are going to leave the last 8 chains unworked. I will meet you once we reach there and we are going to work different stitches in them. I will meet you there. So it doesn't matter how many half double crochets you have made or whatever size you are making your hat. Once you reach the last 8 chains, you are going to stop working your half double crochets. So in the next 4 chains, we are going to make single crochets and in the last 4 chains, we are going to make slip stitches. Let's do it together. So to make a single crochet, we are just going to insert our hook into the top loop, then yarn over and pull through. Once we have 2 loops on our hook, we are going to yarn over and then pull through both. Make a single crochet in the next, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. In the next, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. In the next. So we have made 4 single crochets in all. And now in the last 4 stitches, we are going to make slip stitches. So in this next chain, insert your hook, yarn over and then pull through. And we're going to pull through this loop on our hook. Go to the next chain, insert your hook in the chain, yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. Insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over and then pull through the loop on your hook. and this is our fourth and very last slip stitch. So insert your hook into the last chain, yarn over, pull through and pull through the loop on your hook. Now this is the end of the first row. So the number of half double crochets in this row doesn't matter, but we're going to end with 4 single crochet and then 4 slip stitches. Row 2, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, yarn over and then pull through. So we're going to begin working in the very first slip stitch. So in this row, we will make a slip stitch in the 4 slip stitches, make a single crochet in the 4 single crochets and then half double crochets in the remaining half double crochets. We're also going to work only in the back loop. I'll explain everything. So the loop on the hook does not count as a stitch. This is the chain 1 stitch. We will not work into it. This is our first slip stitch of the previous row. Now we'll notice there's a loop that faces us and a loop that faces away from us. This loop that faces away from us is the back loop, and we're only going to work in the back loop from now on. This is also the back loop. This is also the back loop. So we're going to insert our hook into the back loop of the first slip stitch. Then we're going to yarn over and then pull through the loop on our hook. Now we're going to work these slip stitches as loosely as possible so it is easier to work into them in the next row. So insert your hook into the back loop of the next stitch, yarn over and then pull through the loop on our hook. Insert your hook into next stitch into the back loop, yarn over and then pull through the loop and pull through the loop on your hook. One more slip stitch. So we have finished all our 4 slip stitches. Now we are going to jump to our 4 single crochet. So in the very next single crochet, insert your hook into the back loop, make a single crochet. In the next stitch in the back loop, single crochet. In the next stitch into the back loop, single crochet. In the next stitch in the back loop, single crochet. So if you can't see the V clearly, you're just going to turn your work a little bit to see it clearly. So we have made 4 slip stitches and 4 single crochets so far. Now we have reached a half double crochets and we're going to make a half double crochets in all the half double crochets in the back loop. So yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop, yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops on a hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. In the same way, in the next stitch in the back loop, make your half double crochet. In the next, and in the same way, we are going to continue till we reach the very last stitch. I will meet you at the end of this row. I've reached the end of row 2. I just want to show you the last 2 stitches. So if you turn your work, you'll be able to see the last 2 V's clearly. Make sure you don't miss the last V. It is always a little hidden. After that, here we have our chain 1 stitch, or the first chain that we skipped. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop of the second last stitch, make a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop of this very last V and make your last half double crochet. From now on, all the half double crochets are going to remain the same as row 1, and each row is going to have 4 single crochet and 4 slip stitches. So remember, in all the half double crochets, we're going to make half double crochets. Begin the next row with a chain 1. Then we're going to turn our work. This is row 3. So it doesn't really matter what row you're on. You're going to make a half double crochet in the half double crochet, single crochet in the single crochet and slip stitches in the slip stitch. So we're going to make a half double crochet in this first half double crochet. We know the loop on the hook is not a stitch. This is our chain 1 stitch. We're not going to work into it. This is our first half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop of the first half double crochet, yarn over and then pull through. We have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. So we made a half double crochet. Yarn over, in the next half double crochet in the back loop, make a half double crochet. So in the same way, continue till we reach the 4 single crochets. I will meet you at the single crochets. I have reached the last 8 stitches. We have 4 single crochet and 4 slip stitches. So always remember to work single crochet in the single crochet and slip stitches in the slip stitch. In the next stitch into the back loop, I'm going to make a single crochet. In the next one, single crochet. the next one single crochet, in the next one single crochet. And now we're going to make our 4 slip stitches. So in the next one, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. Try to work as loosely as possible. This is my second slip stitch. This is my third slip stitch. And now I have reached my very last V. So make sure you don't miss this very last V. On the side here we have our chain 1 stitch, and this is our very last slip stitch. Insert your hook into the back loop, yarn over and then pull through the loop on the hook. You can always count and make sure you have the same number of stitches as row 1. Your half double crochet must remain the same. You have 4 single crochet and then 4 slip stitches. Row 4, we are going to chain 1 and then turn our. So in row 4, we have our slip stitches first, then our single crochet and then a half double crochet. So we're going to start working from the very first slip stitch. The loop on the hook is not a stitch. This is our chain 1 stitch. This is our first slip stitch. Insert your hook into the back loop, make a slip stitch. Make a slip stitch in the next slip stitch into the back loop. Number 2, this is our third slip stitch, and this is number 4. Now we're going to make 4 single crochet in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to start a half double crochets from the next stitch and continue till the end of the row. So I will meet you once we finish this row. I have reached the end of the row. If we turn our work, we are going to see the very last V clearly. Make sure you don't miss it. Yarn over, insert your hook and make your last half double crochet. Count your half double crochets, make sure you have the same as row 1. For the rest of the beanie, we are just going to continue repeating the rows in the same way. Make slip stitches in the slip stitches, single crochets in the single crochets and half double crochets in the half double crochets. So we are going to continue repeating these rows till this beanie is wide enough to fit around our head. So you can either check the measurements I have given before, or it should be about 2.5 to 3 inches less than the circumference of your head. So we are going to end the last row at an even number row, or you're going to end at the half double crochet side. Your last stitch must be a half double crochet. I have finished repeating all the rows of my hat. So what you can do is just wrap this around your head, and remember that this hat is going to stretch a bit. So stretch it out and wrap it around your head, and whatever you feel is the correct fit, you're going to stop making the rows then. One thing we want to remember is end the last row on this side or near the brim, not near the crown or not near the top of the hat. So this is my very last row. It doesn't matter how many rows you make, but end on this side. So I'm just going to turn my hat like this, and we know that this is the first row of our hat. The slip knot is at the bottom left, so this is the right side of our hat. Now I'm just going to fold the hat like this. So make sure the right side faces up when you fold the hat. Now you will have the wrong side facing up, and we are going to close the hat on the wrong side. Now I'm going to cut the yarn, but I'm going to leave a long strand so that I can close both these sides together. So I'm going to leave about double the size of this hat. So just approximately about double or a little more than double, and then we are just going to cut the yarn. Now we can pull out a loop by tugging on our hook. Just pull out a loop. Now we are going to start closing these two sides together. We will start closing from the bottom and continue till the top. So to start closing, I'm going to go below the chain on this side first. So I'm going to go below these two loops under the first stitch on this first side, and then on the second side you can see that this is the very first stitch. I'm going to go only below the back loop or the loop facing away from us. So we're going to go below both the chains on this side and below the back loop on this side. Tug on the needle. We're going to do that again, but this time in the next stitch. So we're going to go below the chain on this side and then only the back loop of the second stitch on the other side. Tug on the needle. So these loops are going to lie on the top. Let's go below the third stitch on this side and then the back loop on this side. Tug on the needle. The loop is going to lie on top like this. So in the same way, we are going to continue till we reach the top of our hat. Remember, on this side we are going to go below both the loops of the chain, and on this side we are going to go below the back loop. So this is my next stitch. I'm going to go below both the loops of the chain on this side, and on the back or the other side I'm going to go only below the back loop. Tug on the needle. So continue till you finish this entire side, and I will meet you once you finish. So I've finished closing my entire hat till the top here. Now we are going to close the top of our hat. So if we want, we can also slip stitch across instead of using our tapestry needle. We're just going to slip stitch in the same way, go below both the chains of the first side and only the back loop of the second side. I will meet you once we finish. Once we finish slip stitching till here, we are going to cut the yarn and pull out a loop. Now let us close the small gap on top. We are just going to take our tapestry needle and weave it through the top. So I'm just going below each V. Continue doing this all around. I'll meet you once we finish. So now I've finished going all around the top. Now we will just tug on this end to close the top completely. So tug tightly. Now I'm just going to go once more around the top with the needle. And you're just going to tug on the needle to make sure you close the top. So now you can just weave this tail end in. I'm just going 3 to 4 times in the opposite direction with it. Now you will take a scissor and just cut this tail end. Now we are going to weave in this other tail end also. Now we are just going to turn our hat inside out, and our hat is now ready. When you turn your hat around, you will find that the seam is almost invisible, and you can fold the bottom of this hat or beanie to wear if you want. If you have enjoyed making this beanie, please like this video and leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Here is a similar tutorial you may enjoy. See you next time.